Hey, what's going on, Patriots? Defeat the mandates. Hey, I got a video for y'all. Brase, People's Convoy at LA, Defeat the Mandates rally up there in LA last weekend. Y'all check it out.
Across the country together to actually find it in themselves to stand up and to become a part of something that's bigger than themselves. You know, I think a lot of people have been kind of living in the dark a little bit about what's really going on here. I think a lot of people were maybe didn't view this as a violation of their constitutional rights as Americans, but on a bigger scale, as a human being walking the earth, that it was a violation of your human rights to mandate something like this. And unfortunately, it's going on all over the world. So, biggest accomplishment, I think, is people that never spoke up before standing up and starting to speak and stand their ground and exercise their First Amendment rights, whether they believe in the vaccine or not. You know, this is about protecting the Constitution. This is about protecting your rights as an American and your rights as a human being walking the earth. You know, so just seeing that. People that never stood up before, or maybe were a little too scared to do it. Just seeing these people stand up is really I think is the biggest accomplishment of the convoy so far.
Some people still do not know what the convoy is, what the whole movement is about. So can you explain it briefly? What are your main goals?
Yeah, right now what we're trying to fight is to end the state of emergency, because we don't believe there is an emergency for one. But on top of it, it allows them to it allows the government to suspend the Constitution of the United States at their whim. Not that they.
Hey, where have y'all heard that one before? Huh? Been talking about this for months. Brian, really good speaker, but you know, let me let him finish up. But I've been talking about everything he's talking about for a long time, and that's exactly what the People's Convoy is all about. And they had to go back all the way to California to fight these ridiculous mandates they got going on there, or bills they're trying to pass that furthers the Emergencies Act, or whatever you want to call it, National Emergency Declaration, or whatever they call it.
They've done that, but they have the ability to do that if they see fit at this point in time. Basically, they're stripping away our constitutional freedoms as Americans. And so we obviously want to end that state of emergency as quickly as possible. And then we want to obviously get rid of the mandates, get rid of the vaccine mandate. That's the big one. A lot of people say, oh, well, the mask mandates are gone. Well, it's not true everywhere, for one. And two, it's more than just the mask mandate. It's the vaccine mandate. That's the one that we really want to put an end to it. Look, we're not anti-vaxxers. We're not far left, far right. We don't believe this is a left issue or a right issue. This is an American issue. It's about your freedoms. It's more than just the vaccine. It's about your freedoms as an American and as a human being walking this earth on a global scale. The other thing is we're looking for accountability. Accountability of our elected officials and unelected officials through bipartisan hearings and investigations into the true origins of the pandemic, and then the government's response, both at the federal and state levels, response to the pandemic.
So what are your future plans?
Well, right now we're going to roll up. After this, we're going to roll up to Sacramento, and we call them the Tyrannical 10. It's 10 bills that the state of California is trying to push through. If even just one of those pass, it's very detrimental to your freedoms as an American, as a Californian. Anybody here from California? I'm from Ohio, but we're here to help them too, you know, all the way across. And I encourage everybody in surrounding states to get to Sacramento as fast as possible and stand your ground, because typically the way California goes, the rest of the nation goes when it comes to these laws that are passed at the state level.
Yeah, we are truly grateful for you coming down here, because I believe in California this is where we need it most right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
So people who want to support you, where can they find you?
ThePeoplesConvoy.org is our website. You can go there and donate if you so choose. You can also go there to follow more information. And then I have a personal Facebook page that you can follow along called The Real _ Brian Brase, Brian Brase. So the real Brian Brase. Oh no, that's my Instagram. My bad. Facebook is Brian Brase Official.
Where can people find you in Sacramento? Where are you going to be?
Well, we're going to be at the state capitol, so details on that are still coming out. We're still developing that plan. We'll be in the LA area for about a week. The House is out of session because of Easter, and when they come back, we plan on being there for their arrival.
I've been following you, and I know you had the chance to meet with several politicians so far, but how is the response? I mean, what's your take on it?
Well, the senators all seem very accepting of us and stand behind us. The congressmen and women, on the other hand, first off, nobody on the Democrat side will meet with us. That's the first thing. And the Republicans that do meet with us on the House side, you can just tell that they feel deflated, and defeated. They're not willing to reach across the aisle to work with the Democrats at all to try to put an end to this. You try to explain to them that this isn't a party issue, this is an American issue, and they just don't seem to. I actually have a better chance of getting a meeting with a Democrat than they do with their own Democrat colleagues. And I don't know whose fault that is. Is that the Republicans' fault or the Democrats' fault? Either way, they both suck right now, and they need to figure out how to break the mold and actually work together to represent their constituents.
God bless you.
So what do you think is going to happen at the upcoming elections?
Oh, I don't know, really. I think that it's time to clean house, but I don't know that we have enough new candidates to do so yet. I think you'll see probably a red wave. I think the Democrats will lose the House. I think that's a no-brainer at this point, which, I try not to lean to the right or to the left at all, but right now with the Democrats so unwilling to listen to the people, I think it's necessary. I think we need to get more independents in office. I think it's time to get people that don't align with either the Republicans or the Democrats in office. Maybe a freedom party, whatever you would call it, somebody that, politicians that, or individuals that come from a hard-working background that understand that how detrimental these laws can be to us, or these mandates to us, to the working class individuals of the country. And I think it's time that we get more of them in office, and I'm hoping that that's what happens.
And the last question, there are a lot of people who are watching us right now, so what would be your message to those people?
No matter where you're at, no matter what country you are at, the time to stand up is now. This is a global issue. This is a major human rights violation, and the United States, as well as many other countries, have gone to war over human rights violations, and now we have human rights being violated on a global scale. So whether you're a truck driver, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, a factory worker, sanitation, it doesn't matter what your job is or lack thereof a job. And it doesn't matter what country you're in. Now is the time to stand up. Now is the time to push back. Now is the time to remind our governments and governments around the world that they work for us.
Thank you. That's a great message. I love it. Thank you so much.
Well, they decided to drive across the country to come support you amazing people. Please, get up for our charter convoy.
Yeah, I had to play a few seconds of that. Man, I miss that stuff. Horns blowing in the morning, horns blowing in the afternoon, horns blowing at night. Listen, Brian, he, like I said, really good speaker. I've ate dinner with this guy, breakfast with this guy, I rode the roads with him, the Beltway, D.C. Awesome guy. He's from Ohio. And, I think somebody popped on one of my lives the other night on Facebook and said he's from PA. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think he's from Ohio. But the whole thing is not just defeat the mandates. The biggest issue is to get rid of the Emergencies Declaration or Emergencies Act. I seen a thing the other day, yesterday, matter of fact, that Joe Biden extended the emergencies, over COVID. My wife and I were talking about this morning. Well, why are we ending Title 42? That's exactly what Title 42 at our southern border down there was invented or put into place for, was under that emergency that we can turn these people around and send them back because of COVID-19. Not one test, not one anything down there on that border. They're just letting people cross the border and doing what they're doing. But Brian Brase, great speaker. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and I consider myself a freedom fighter. I want our Constitution back in place, and this Emergencies Act is stalling. Not stalling, it basically sets our Constitution on the side and allows the government and Joe Biden, and I showed another video yesterday. Joe Biden walking around going to shake somebody's hand that ain't even standing there, walking around lost in the room. And Jen Psaki, I need to find that one too and do that one in a minute. But, talking about we're not going to let Joe go into Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a whirlwind right now. We are in a pile of shit, really. But I'm going to finish out a few more seconds of this video. This is what it's been about since we started almost 2 months ago. And I met up with the Convoy in Indianapolis. I'm going to do that one too later. That actual live that I done there on Facebook to YouTube, to this channel. God bless America. But there is a movement happening around this world, around this country. And this is it. I'm telling you, nobody runs it. Brian get up there and tell you every day that he's one of the organizers that put this thing together. And there is a pile of organization that goes on to this. These men and women have worked their asses off to wake America up. Wake up, America. And that's exactly why I started this channel, was to wake America up. Y'all, let me finish this up.
Wow, this is something. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I'd be standing here as a truck driver. I can tell you that much. However, here we are, huh? Can't believe it. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's followed us, everybody that's come along, everybody that's stood up, and particularly there's a bunch of doctors that got a hold of us when we started putting this together, that joined forces and made this thing just crazy. Yeah! Ryan Cole, Pierre Corey, Richard Urso, Robert Malone, and Dr. Lock Them Up, Paul Alexander. Lock them up!
Lock them all up. Lock them all up. Yeah, there's some good people out there. Like I said, I'm going to do a bunch of those videos. Great place to be. A movement from hell, ladies and gentlemen. United States of America is, Donald Trump has started a movement, America First movement. And he's woke a lot of people up. I say woke. He has awakened a lot of people. We're not woke. We don't play that garbage that these so-called woke people play. But we're awake now. We're awake to what's going on in the country. We're awake to what's going on in the Democratic Party. It is such a disgrace. The Democratic Party is the only the only threat to our democracy in this country. I'm telling you right now, they are the only threat. And if you think otherwise, you have bumped your head on something, man. You have bumped your head on something. Wake up, America. Start paying attention to your surroundings, what's happening. This is a movement that's happening in the United States of America. God bless the United States of America. God bless you all. God bless the freedom fighters, the veterans, the people that made this country what it is for 245 years. Really, God bless everybody. Hey, I love y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next go-round.